This is a video record of our trip to Paris from July 30th to August 4th, 2014. This is part 2. In this part, we visit some of the sights in Paris and cap everything off with an evening cruise on the River Seine. Our third day in Paris was Friday, August 1st. We had planned to visit the Eiffel Tower, but the subway line to the tower was shut down, so we started the day at the Champs-Élysées instead.
Friday, we are now on the Champs-Élysées, walking up towards the Arc de Triomphe. You can see the arc way up at the end of the street here, just a little bit of it right there. Okay, we walked down to one side of the Champs-Élysées, and we're now at the Arc de Triomphe. Here's looking back down the Champs-Élysées. This is at the Arc, or under the Arc. This is a war memorial for World War I. And then down here is the Champs-Élysées. And up here is the Arc de Triomphe.
A little known fact. There is an elevator inside the Arc, and people can go up to the roof of the Arc, which we did on another evening. After we visited the Arc de Triomphe, we jumped on the subway and rode to the stop nearest to a church called Sacré-Cœur, which means the Sacred Heart. The subway exit was just a few feet from the street which led to the church. It was a short street, but it took about 30 minutes to walk it because the street was wall-to-wall souvenir stores and because we got hungry. The church is located on a hill called Montmartre, which is the only hill in Paris.
So we're getting ready to go up to see the church and see Paris from up there.
So here's another view of the street we just walked up that had all of the souvenir shops.
Okay, this is where we were, and we are now about halfway up, and there's where we're going, right there. Okay, we're almost there. We got a view of Paris from up here. It's kind of a hazy day, but you can still get a general idea. The big tall building is where our hotel is over there. That's where we just got through walking up. We made it to the church after some puffing and puffing. So here it is. And here's the little mountain goat.
I made it. Wasn't easy, Karen.
We just walked up and around.
Okay, so we are now at the entrance to Sacré-Cœur, and here's the view of Paris from up on the church.
The church entrance was behind me. We were not allowed to take any photos or video inside the church, so I turned around and got these pictures of the mural inside the church. After we visited the church, we explored more of Montmartre. Montmartre is very bohemian. We saw many street performers, including this woman with a hurdy-gurdy. In another area, we walked around this open-air art sale. By now it was mid-afternoon, so we started back down the hill. On the way down, we passed this fountain, and of course Robin couldn't resist getting her feet wet. Just before we got to the subway station, we passed what looked like a used clothing store, quite a contrast to the rest of Paris. We rode back to our local subway station and walked back to our hotel, passing what by now had become the familiar landmarks of our neighborhood. After we had a chance to rest up, we got back on the subway and rode to Pont Neuf, which means the new bridge. Pont Neuf crosses the river Seine at the place we were going to take a cruise down the river. I bought us tickets for the 9:30 cruise, which is just about at dusk. At this point it was about 7 o'clock at night, so we decided to go have dinner. We found a little restaurant with some outside seating.
Okay, I just bought the tickets for our 9:30 sightseeing tour on the river, and here's where my wife Robin is sitting. Hello, Robin. And we are up here eating at the Café de Paris. And we are looking down this little bitty street. It's a one-way street, and they drive cars down here, believe it or not. None coming now, but there were several earlier.
So here you have a very happy and hungry diner. And here you have the diner's beautiful wife, who is getting ready to enjoy this delicious meal and the fantastic ambiance. It was about 8:30 after we finished eating dinner, so we walked around waiting for our cruise time. We noticed that the crowds along the riverbanks were starting to gather. At about 9:20, we made our way to the dock and boarded our cruise ship. It is the smaller ship to the right of the ship in the foreground. The cruise sailed west on the Seine and passed the d'Orsay Art Museum on the left and the Louvre Museum on the right. Further on, it passed the Place de la Concorde on the right and the French National Assembly on the left before arriving at the Eiffel Tower. After spending a few minutes at the Eiffel Tower, the boat turned around and sailed back east before passing the Notre Dame Cathedral and the Ile de la Cité on the left. We continued on until we passed the Ile St. Louis, where we turned around and sailed past the other sides of the two islands. This video starts with us leaving the wharf at about 9:30. The girl who narrated on the cruise alternated speaking French and English during the cruise.
Sa construction a commencé en 1190 sous le règne du roi Philippe Auguste et s'est achevée en 1858 sous le règne de l'empereur Napoléon III. Paris compte 37 ponts et face à vous l'un des plus anciens, c'est le pont royal. Paris has 47 bridges and in front of you one of the oldest bridges of Paris, this is the Wire Bridge. Il s'appelle le pont royal puisque c'est un cadeau donné par le roi Soleil Louis XIV aux Parisiens pour se faire pardonner de la construction très onéreuse du château de Versailles. So it is called the Royal Bridge because it was a gift from the Sun King Louis XIV to the Parisians because he wanted them to forgive him about the expensive construction of the Versailles Palace. 37 ponts et face à vous, l'un des plus anciens, c'est le pont royal. Les armes de la ville de Saint-Pétersbourg en Russie. So in each center you have several symbols which represent the Russian river Neva, and you have the coat of arms of Saint Petersburg in Russia. Et les 4 statues dorées représentent Pégase, le cheval ailé de la mythologie grecque. The 4 golden statues represent Pegasus of the Greek mythology. Wow. The statue up to his neck. Donc vous pouvez imaginer le niveau de la scène à cette époque-là. You can imagine the level of the river at that time. La voici sur votre droite. La... This is the Star of Paris. This is the Eiffel Tower. Et vous inquiétez pas, vous aurez largement le temps de prendre vos plus belles photos. Don't worry, you have time to take a lot of pictures. No stress, it's okay. La tour Eiffel a été construite par l'architecte ingénieur Gustave Eiffel pour l'exposition universelle de 1889 qui célébrait le centenaire de la Révolution française. The Eiffel Tower was built by the architect engineer Gustave Eiffel for World Fair of 1889, which celebrated the French Revolution centenary. Et la tour Eiffel mesure plus de 320 mètres de haut et pèse environ 10 000 tonnes. It's 1,000 feet high and it weighs 10,000 tons. Et la tour Eiffel est restaurée tous les 7 ans et nécessite environ 60 tonnes de peinture et la restauration dure 3 mois. The Eiffel Tower is repainted every 7 years and it needs about 60 tons of painting and the restoration lasts for 3 months. La tour Eiffel est composée de 3 étages avec des magasins et un restaurant, le Jules Verne. Et vous pouvez visiter la tour Eiffel tous les jours jusqu'à 11h du soir. The Eiffel Tower is composed of 3 floors with shops and a restaurant, the Jules Verne. And you can visit the Eiffel Tower every day until 11 in the evening. Collapse. Et l'écrivain français Maupassant faisait partie de ces personnes qui détestaient la tour Eiffel. Alors il avait pris l'habitude de s'installer au premier étage de la tour Eiffel pour écrire ses romans, le seul endroit dans Paris où il était sûr de ne pas pouvoir voir la tour Eiffel. So the French writer Maupassant was one of those who didn't like the Eiffel Tower. So then he used to go to the first floor to write his novels. The only place in Paris that he could sit and not see the Eiffel Tower. Et la tour Eiffel fut construite au début le collège américain de Paris, juste à côté. You have the American College of Paris, near this church. retour face au pont Alexandre III. We are back to Alexander III Bridge. Et c'est sur ce pont que Woody Allen tourna la dernière séquence de son film Minuit à Paris. Ce Paris et différents symboles qui représentent la Seine. In extension, she has the Court of Art of Paris. Oh, ok, c'est pas... Tour Eiffel s'illumine, là là là. Before there is sparkling, wow, oh my god.
Ah bah bravo.
Bon, c'est pas grave. Je vais m'arrêter de parler. Alors, bon. Sur votre gauche, la place de la Concorde et l'obélisque de Luxor. On your left, the Concourse Square with the obelisk of Luxor. It's like a sad square because it was there that the guillotine was settled down during the French Revolution. Plus de 1300 têtes, dont celle du roi Louis XVI et de sa femme, la reine Marie-Antoinette. More than 1,300 people were beheaded on the Concourse Square, such as King Louis XVI and his wife, Queen Marie-Antoinette. 607. It is called the New Bridge because it was the first one built entirely with stones, without shops and without houses, in 1607. C'est le pont Saint-Michel, facing the Saint-Michel Bridge. Et le pont Saint-Michel mène sur votre droite au quartier Saint-Michel, mais qui s'appelle aussi le quartier latin de Paris. So the Saint-Michel Bridge leads on right to the Saint-Michel Quarter, which is also called the Latin Quarter. Et lui s'appelle le quartier latin de Paris, puisque c'est ici que fut créée la première université française, la Sorbonne, par Robert de Sorbonne au XIIIe siècle, et on y enseignait en latin. It is called the Latin Quarter because it was there that was created the first French university, la Sorbonne, by Robert de Sorbonne in the 13th century, in which we used to teach in Latin. Et les deux N sur le pont font référence à Napoléon III. The two N on the pillars mean Napoleon Et à présent, c'est le moment critique de cette croisière, puisque nous sommes face au plus petit pont de Paris qui s'appelle le Petit Pont. Now this is the dangerous moment of this cruise because we are facing now the smallest bridge of Paris. This is the little bridge. Et je ne veux pas vous faire peur, mais ce pont s'est déjà effondré 11 fois. I don't want to scare you, but this bridge had already collapsed 11 times. Et donc faites bien attention à vos têtes. Watch your head, please. So on the left, the overstar of Paris, this is Notre-Dame Cathedral. C'est garni, ses vitraux, mais aussi pour son immense rosace de 13 mètres de diamètre composé de 32 000 pièces de verre. Notre-Dame Cathedral is famous for its statues, its gargoyles, its stained glass windows. But also this big glass window of 30 meters of diameter composed of 32,000 pieces of glass. Pont de l'Archevêché qui est le pont le plus bas de Paris. In front of you this is Archbishop Bridge, which is the lowest bridge of Paris. C'est le pont de la Tournelle, facing over Tournelle Bridge. Et le pont de la Tournelle mène sur votre droite au plus ancien restaurant de Paris, créé en 1582. Il s'agit de la Tour d'Argent. So the Tournelle Bridge leads on your right to the oldest restaurant of Paris. If you want to take a picture. Votre droite, l'hôtel de ville de Paris qui abrite la mairie de Paris. On right, the City Hall of Paris. Il a été incendié et il a été reconstruit à la fin du 19e siècle. It was destroyed by fire and it was rebuilt at the end of the 19th century. Et ce votre gauche, c'est l'Hôtel Dieu en la Hôtel Dieu, c'est le premier hôpital public fondé au 7e siècle et il fonctionne encore. It was the very first public hospital founded in 7th century. So ladies and gentlemen, this cruise is now over. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Je vous remercie pour votre attention. Je vous prie de m'excuser mes hésitations et mon accent en anglais qui...